Just Boltz within about a half length is steadily making headway on the pair. It's a good yarn, Naradora and Just Boltz. Just Boltz finishing the strongest of the three. Just Boltz came away late. Just Boltz won it.
Bang, there you go, eh? Just Boltz, two for two this prep. He's going good, isn't he? I only had the one query there, was bringing him back to the 1,000, which probably sort of just at the top of the straight, they got away from him, but he was very strong late. So I'm really keen to sort of get him back up to the 1,100 now. And he might even run 1,200 metres, that horse. He's just a bit keen at the early starts of the race. Anyway, yeah, he's flying, and I think he's actually come through that run better than he come through the first up run. So nice little race next week at Ballarat for him. That might be ideal for him, but I'll have a look at that. A few runners this week, so let's have a look at them. Take Polar Opposite up the bush on the weekend. This is a really fast little filly. We've trialled it up, it's all ready to go. We'll let it off the leash this weekend. We've got her in at Swan Hill on Saturday, and I've got her in at, they've transferred the Eden Hope meeting to Casterton, I think. So she'll go to either one of them. I'll accept in both races and just pick which one's the best. But expect it to be right in the firing line. We won't be mucking around. We've got a set of winkers on. We'll spear it out of the gates, let it lead up, and we'll be holding our breath late, but I think I've done enough with it, and it looks pretty sound, it looks fit, so she'll get every chance to put her head in front on her first start. So it's Polar Opposite, either at Swan Hill Saturday or Casterton on Sunday. Got Tango Juul in at Mornington on Monday. Took her up to the 1,300 the other day, and she just struggled with the last 100 metres. So we'll come back to the 1,200 metres, back to fillies and mares grade. She's fascinating, this horse. She's probably had, I reckon, 6 or 7 runs over the 1,200 metres, and there wouldn't be 0.2 of a second difference between the time she runs. So she's really, she just runs 1:10.7, 1:10.8. That's what she'll run. So I just need to find races where they're going to run that. Up the hill there at Mornington, it'll be a tough 1,200, so I think it's an ideal race for her. So yeah, that's Tango Juul. She'll gallop on Friday morning. If she works up good, she'll head off to Mornington on Monday. Got Tori D in Mornington Monday. Tori might just have a bit of a date with a set of blinkers this week. He's just going through the motions a little bit, this horse. He probably was a bit disappointed the other day. Although, look, he is a horse that if he doesn't lead, he doesn't win, or if he doesn't sit right outside the leader. He was sort of pushed to be sort of right up on the firing line the other day, and was sort of at his top the whole way. So he never actually got a chance to sort of breathe and to relax mid-race. He was sort of half-fly chasing him just to be up on the speed. So I've tried riding him off the speed a couple of times, and it just hasn't worked. So he's a horse who needs to bounce and dictate the race. I might put a set of blinkers on him. He's never had them on before, so we've kept that right up our sleeve. But I'll just see what the field's like at Mornington Monday, and if it looks like a race where he is going to be able to lead, we might whack a set of blinkers on him and see how he goes there. But it's Tori D at Mornington Monday. Just Boltz last 2 starts he's won, which is good. Beautiful little 1,100 metre 0 to 64 Ballarat Wednesday. That looks just absolutely ideal for him. So probably give him a gallop Saturday morning. Hello, buddy. Give him a gallop Saturday morning. If he works up as sharp as he has done, he'll probably go to Ballarat. If not, the following 10 days later, there's actually a Class 2 in Adelaide, which is a $60,000 race, which is just... Geez, you reckon in 1,100 metre Class 2 he's going to be bloody hard to beat. So I just see how he goes. Ballarat's a good option. Time-wise, it's great. He's bouncing out of his skin, this horse. So when they're like this, I hate sort of doing too much track galloping with it. We may as well do all these galloping at the races. So I'll just see. I'm sure he'll work good on Saturday morning, and then go maybe back up into Ballarat Wednesday. I suppose if he gets beat, he could always go to Adelaide after that. But he's in good order, and he's racing well. So that's Just Boltz at Ballarat Wednesday. We've got a horse called Huie having his first start for us this week. I'll take him. I'll accept with him at Ballarat Wednesday. I'm not 100% sold if I'm going to run him, whether I want to see him gallop again. I might even give him another jump out here at the farm. But I took him to the trials the other day, and he was okay. We took all the gear off him, and he sort of rolled along pretty keen and just held that gallop. I think that bit of fitness under his belt and another gallop, he should be ready to go the races. I haven't really got a 100% handle on this horse yet because he's such a poor track worker. He's doesn't show me much on the training track yet. Coming out of the gates in a trial or jump out here, he's very aggressive and he's very keen. So But I've got him in at Ballarat Wednesday. I'm not 100% sold. He's going to be racing against a horse called Just Boltz that we've got that's going pretty good. So he's probably going to, I'm expecting Just Boltz to be pretty hard to beat. But I want to get Hughie to the races, and Wednesday looks like a nice race for him. So we'll just see how we go. But that's Hughie. Got Colt 45 in at Ballarat on Wednesday in a mile maiden. I don't know, he looks like he's just racing like a 2,000 metre horse, but he doesn't gallop like it. He's faster than that. So I'm just going to take him into the track and give him a couple of little dash ups in at the track rather than galloping him here at the farm. I just worried that he's just sort of going through the motions here a little bit at the farm. And he's going to the races and he's just galloping like a bloody big, slow 2,000 metre horse, but he's so much better than that. So I'll just muck around a little bit with track work with him, but Ballarat looks ideal, big straight. He'll jump, he'll sort of get 2/3 of the way back through him and then be really strong late. So I think the track will suit him. I think the conditions should suit him. Hopefully he gets a run. So that's Colt 45 at Ballarat Wednesday. Got Brutify in at Ballarat on Wednesday. She's been really frustrating. She races like a 1,400 metre horse, this horse, but what she does is she's not a brilliant beginner, and then when she sort of hits the ground, she really charges, and she's just, the tempo of 12 and 1,400 metre races just aren't suiting, and every time she comes back, the jockeys are saying the identical thing is that she's not settling mid-race, and she's getting caught up in traffic and then sort of hitting the line hard. So I'm going to run her in an 1,100 metre race, which is sort of like going back to kindergarten a little bit after you've just graduated, but they should run along in an 1,100 metre race, and I would say that she would nearly be at her top the whole way, but she'll be able to sustain that gallop, and hopefully she'll learn to relax. And this is a really nice filly, and I think she's certainly a city grade filly that needs to just learn how to race a bit better. And every sort of race start, we're doing the exact same thing, and if you don't change something, you won't get a result. So I just think it's a really basic sort of thing. When horses are over racing in the middle of part of their races, come back in distance and they'll relax because the tempo will stay stronger. So as I said, it's going back to kindergarten a little bit with her, but I galloped her here with a little bit of a gear change on Tuesday morning, and I thought she worked up beautifully. So she'll be a massive price on Wednesday, but she'll go well above what her price says. So really keen to sort of get her to this race. Just hopefully gets a run. She's a fair way down the list. So that's Brutify, Ballarat Wednesday. Got my old mate Redivo here in at Ballarat on Wednesday. Took him to Bendigo the other day and we give him a spin around there, and it was only over a mile. He was looking for another bloody bell lap. I want to get this horse up to a big trip as quick as I can. There's a really good race for him at the end of this month, so I'm not sure if I'll give him 1 or 2 runs. Probably just give him 1 more run into that. So I've got him in on Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'll run him or whether I'll keep him for the weekend, but I want to, as I said, I really want to get him to this race at the end of the month. It's a 2,600 metre race, which will suit him down the ground. So he's a beautiful horse, isn't he? Eh? Lovely, quiet horse. He's going to make somebody a ripping horse at the end of his racing career. Hopefully he's still got a bit of racing left in him, but anyway, we'll give him a run around. He won't be competitive, I wouldn't have thought, on Wednesday, but he's got to get some miles into his legs, and that should happen. So that's Redivo. Look, I had us and them in at Geelong on Thursday, and he was balloted pretty stiff. You've had 1 start, then you end up being 5th emergency in a bloody mile maiden. So look, I'll nominate him in quite a few spots. He's ready to go to the races. I need to get him to the races. He's a big 2,400 metre staying horse who just needs to race. So he will, if he's been balloted once, he might even get balloted again. So I'll just have to put him in a few spots. But that's us and them. Keep a lookout for him. He's probably going to need at least 1 or 2 runs before he gets too competitive, but he needs to get to the races, and he'll probably run somewhere next week. So that's us and them.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse, a horse called Huie. We alluded to him on the video last week after his trial, that he trialled up really well. Nice aggressive horse, certainly at the trials, and I'd imagine that that's what he'll take to the races, because here at home he's a pretty laid back sort of customer, isn't he? He lives out in a paddock, he enjoys his life out there. We bring him in, work him. He only does what he has to do, and then he goes back out into his paddock. So I think probably maybe a little bit disappointed in his first trial. He sort of needed that hit out, and thought his second trial was really good, and he's benefited from that again. And yeah, he's probably ready to go the races now. He He come off with just a little suspensory issue, but he's certainly showing no signs of you know that, and he's nice and sound. He's a good eating horse, and yeah, he's a nice horse to have around the stables, that's for sure. So got him in a Ballarat 1100 0 to 64. So it's probably a pretty good race for him. He's probably going to take on the stablemate Just Boltz, who's obviously in really good form. But yeah, whether we just wait another week and find another race. He's sort of a really sort of sticky rating, but I don't mind him if he's in a benchmark 58 and he's, you know, got to carry a few kilos. Big, strong horse. I don't know any reason why that'd stop him. But yeah, no, horse that's going really well. I think he'll benefit from his first up run, and then sort of second, third up, I think he'll be pretty cherry ripe. But yeah, good horse to have in the stable, and yeah, look forward to getting him to the races.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Keen on a few runners this week. A couple of really nice horses. Just Boltz flying, and he was very good at Werribee the other day. I think my only query at Werribee was coming back to the 1,000, and he was still sort of too good for him there. He's running, what I do like about those horses when they're going through, even though they're running in lowly graded races, they're still running time, and I think that's a really important thing, that when they step up to a better grade, they'll handle that. So he gets every chance Wednesday. Little polar opposite will go up the bush on the weekend. She should be pretty hard to beat. I think she's very fast. How tough she is, I'm not really sure, but we've done plenty with her, so you wouldn't think the next Oakley Plate runner will come out of that, so she should be able to be pretty hard to beat. Interesting horse, Brutify. I really like the horse, but she's just having absolutely no luck, so I'm just going to take a punt and drop her right back in trip, and just ride her off the speed, and hopefully she gets a trouble-free run and gets every chance to the late. So a couple of good chances. Really nice horse called Hughie having his first start for us too. Probably this week's probably not his week, but he's certainly got a bit of ability there that we might be able to place him in a nice race over the next month or so. So looks like there plenty of good chances for the week. Until next week, see you later.